in purple state. Okay, everybody, good afternoon. It's November 7th, the day after the elections. Let's take a look at where everything is. The market is up huge. It's up about 450 Dow points. So let's just review where we got long. Remember, we got long on this day here. We were short originally at 26.50. We reversed at 26.57. And we're up basically 150 points per contract. So it's a huge trade for us. When I buy below the daily averages, I like to exit a partial part of my position when I get a daily close above all the daily averages. So the top one is the red one here at 28.37. We're at 28.06. So we're going to wait for a daily close above this blue line over here to exit a third of the position. So that trade is looking good. We hope it continues. Okay, let's take a look at some of our other positions we have on. DX is the dollar. Got long at this blue line over here at 94. While we got long, it was consolidating in between this down red bar, in between the 100 and the 150. The blue line is the 100 period moving average. The purple one is 150. We like buying in between. So it was consolidating in between this big red bar, and we bought here above 94. And we're basically looking for a close. We got out a partial of our position on this close, very small. But we're basically looking for a weekly close above this line. You could have got out a partial of it on a daily close, but we prefer a weekly close above this line to get out of it. So we haven't got a weekly close yet. We had a daily close there, and it's come down. So we're waiting. It's a 95.80 here. It's pulled back. So we hope it does one of these things and reverses back up. Okay, natural gas. We talked about it had that big move up the other day. an 8% move. So right here, let's look at a weekly basis. A weekly chart of natural gas. Since we got in on a weekly, we got in, if you remember, at 299. Hard to find these sometimes. There's so many symbols here. Here, 299. And we want a weekly close above this down sloping blue line, which connects all the lower highs. So today is Wednesday. If we get a weekly close by Friday, we're going to get out of our position. We're going to take a huge profit. It's basically 60 cents per contract. That's $6,000 per contract. Okay, now let's take a look at gold, which we're long from 1222. Remember, those who want intraday signals, go to toptradingsignals.us, sign up for my free trial, and you'll be able to get the signals as they're happening. Okay. Gold is hovering around 1229. We got in at 1222, and we were looking for an exit above this red line. But for now, I'm going to get out of gold. I'm getting out of gold because the election results, the Federal Reserve is talking tomorrow, the market is flying. It's above the daily averages. These are all signals that the market's going to continue to go up. I don't want to be in gold right now after the election. And with the Federal Reserve talking tomorrow. So I'd rather be out of gold. Hasn't moved. We've been in it for a month. We got in at 1222. It's gone up a bit at it's at 1228.60. But for now, I'd like to be out of it. So exit gold with a tiny bit of profit. Let's take a look at some of the other products we're looking at. Bitcoin, we talked about we want to make a weekly close above this downtrending blue line, which is over here. It's at 65.15. So if we close somewhere around 65.50, Bitcoin's going to be a buy. Let's wait till Friday. This is a weekly chart. We wait for the close of the week. So let's wait for that. Bonds, as some of you who've been following my videos know, we're waiting for it to drop to the support zone. ZB is the 30-year bond. ZN, remember, we like support zones more than retracement zones, Fibonacci retracements. ZN is the same thing. It's a 10-year bond. No visible signs of support over the last 6-7 years. Take a look at the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar is 6A. It's gone up today. Going to wait till test this blue line here if it does. Remember, it broke this upward trending line down here. So that signaled that it was going to go down and test this next support zone, which it came close to doing, but this is kind of like no man's land, dangerous. Z6B is the British pound. We talked about having a parabolic move up, parabolic move down. Nothing to do here. No visible signs of support. We like it because it's below the 40 weekly and the 200 weekly, but no signs of a buy right now. Canadian dollar. Doing nothing. Just consolidating. Sorry about that. It broke this. It's holding this upward trending line of support. We'd like to see it close below, close up, close below, close up. A few tests of this sign, not just one test. Everybody's looking at one test, so we want to see a few signs that it's going to hold that support zone. Until then, it's probably just going to hang out there and do nothing. 6E is the euro. Like the pound, it had a parabolic move up, parabolic move down, and it's kind of like doing nothing here, holding this blue line. No buys here. Okay, here is the Japanese yen. If you draw a trend line here, this was the upward sloping trend line. You can see it close below. This is like a close above. This is a close below here, the red line here. Let's review that. Okay. where my cursor, the hand is, that's the close below that trend line. This red bar right here, where the cursor is. See this green bar? It's a close above the trend line. See this red bar? It's a close below. We'd like to see a close above this trend line for a resumption of the trend. That would be a multiple test of the trend line. So let's see if we could get anything. There, let's just save that. Okay, that's New Zealand dollar. Supports down here. It's got no man's land here. Remember, we like to buy below the 40 weekly, the 200 weekly. We like to buy when it's oversold on the daily and the weekly. And we like to buy at support zones. Three things. Support zones, below the big moving averages, and when it's coming from oversold. Hasn't hit support. It's below the big moving averages. We're not going to buy here because you can see it's overbought, being at 90. So we're just going to do nothing. Okay, 6S, this is interesting. This is the Swiss franc. Again, we're going to close below this trend line here. Let's wait for a close above the trend line, a close below, and then we want a multiple test of the trend line, not just one test. Everybody could see one test. Got to be patient. Be patient and go in strong. Everybody knows oil's getting killed. It's at 61.68. Nothing to do right now. There's nothing to do in oil. If you would have bought it, you would have been killed. If you would have bought it at 70, 68, 69, 72, you would have been, so nothing to do there. It's not in the cards for a trade. Gold, I told you we got out. Don't like to be long gold when there's an interest rate decision. Hasn't really been doing anything. Consolidating. We were long at 12.22. We got out today. Copper, kind of doing nothing, consolidating. Want to buy below the weekly averages. Remember, below the weekly averages, at support zones, coming from oversold. Nothing to do in copper. Nothing to do right now in this. In silver, let's take a look at some of, let's take a look at the Euro-Japanese yen. This cross here. There's a Euro-Australian, Euro-Canadian, Euro-Swiss franc. Euro-New Zealand. Here we go. Euro-Japanese yen looks like it's holding the. It looks like holding the 200 weekly. May have a move up here. Looks like it's holding this average. It closed below, closed above the 200 weekly. We prefer to buy at support zones. We'll see about that. We'll see. One of my clients is long that. I hope it works out. It looks good today. I can't recommend a buy here, but for those of you who are long, it's looking better because you could see at this bar it closed below the black line, the 200 weekly, and this bar closed above the black line, and now it looks like it's heading towards the high of that bar, which is 130.20. So if that does, it could take off from there. I don't see any trades. I looked at the other crosses on my own. There were no trades there. Remember, when you see something like this right away, your eye says, forget about it. I want to buy below the weekly averages. Then you go down here, the stochastics, and you want to buy it when it's coming from oversold. See, above this line here, above 80 is overbought. And if you're buying here, it's also coming from overbought. It has to come from oversold and come up. So just to resume, we're holding our S&P position, we're holding our natural gas position, and we're holding our dollar position. The S&P trade is our big trade. It only takes one to make your year. And we're up 150 points on that S&P trade, which is $5,000 per contract. So if you have 10 contracts on, which is a normal, it's $50,000. I don't know. Depends on what you're trading. Actually, more. One contract on 150 points, I'm sorry, is 7,500. 10 contracts would be 75,000. It's $5,000 for every 100 points per contract. $5,000 per every 100 points per contract. Okay, so that's a wrap for today. And tomorrow's the interest rate day. Don't want to initiate positions on the day before interest rate day or on the day of interest rate day. So let's resume and see how things pan out on Friday. Thanks, and have a good day, everybody.